Hold the door. I just saw a couple videos from man Scab at Choir Boys Cutlery Outdoors and Joe Love from Steel Forge and Fire Sword and Knife. Sub to them both. Scab's on his way to 5,000. Always going to be a big giveaway. Joe's climbing to 2. Let's get them both there. And while you're at it, don't forget to sub to this guy. Not this guy. That's Kubi. Sub to this guy. Buy from this guy. So here's the deal. Monetization. Scab and Joe put out these videos. Scab's was more entertaining because he was yelling at people in the car. And I absolutely love that. And Joe made some really good points. Now, I guess it was brought up to Scab that if you monetize your YouTube channel, you are a sellout. Oh, you're a bad guy. Oh, no, you get paid from working on things. I know, it's a crazy concept. You know, some people just get paid by walking where a fence should be. But here's the deal, man. My thoughts on monetization. First of all, how does monetization work, right? You don't just put up a video on YouTube and get paid for it. That's not how it works. You have to work to make it work, right? You have to put in the deed. You have to do the deed, man. You have to actually do something to get paid from YouTube, which means if I went to your house during the winter, during the snowfall, and you had 6 inches of snow out on the sidewalk and a broken leg, and you couldn't go check your own mail because you couldn't get through the sidewalk, and I said, I'm going to come shovel it for you, and you gave me $5, that's because I did some work, right? That's because I did some work. I earned my money, right? So no matter if it's something you choose to do or not, because we all kind of choose to have a job. We've seen what happens when you don't choose to have a job. You get paid anyway. Just the people who had the jobs are paying for you not to have a job. So if we do something, if we work a process and we have a task that gets completed and we have a skill that generates enough interest, and we use that skill enough to get paid, then we should get paid. Now with YouTube, you have a minimum requirement of 1,000 subscribers before you can be monetized. You also have to have a certain amount of hours watched, right? So that means you have to have your videos have to, even if you have 1,000 subscribers, if you don't have the next requirement, which means if people, let's say everybody went on your videos and you got 1,000 subscribers, but everybody only stood for 13 seconds and that was it, you're not going to have enough time built up, right, before you can get monetized. So you have to be able to capture an audience's attention long enough to make up the hours to get monetized. So that means you have to put in a certain amount of time. You can't get monetized by just doing shorts, right? So if you got out there and started doing all these 20-second videos, and you might have 1,000 of them, you have 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 videos that are all little shorts, you're never going to get the time. It's just not going to work. You're not going to get monetized. And with shorts, you really don't get paid for shorts. So when it comes down to it, in order to get paid on YouTube, you have to be able to provide a service that people will want to come to you to see and stay with you long enough to see it, right? So if you get monetized on YouTube, it's not something bad. You're not being a jerk for accepting a paycheck at a job that you're doing, because that's what it is. You're working a job. You're not a jerk for that. What you are is a worker. That's it. It's an honor to get paid doing YouTube, right? I get paid doing YouTube. Every single month, at the end of the month, I get a nice little check in my AdSense. Ooh, it's lovely. It pays for my phone bill. It pays for my car insurance. It pays for my tax on my Arizona property. It does all that in that month, and I still have a little bit left over. And you say, well, if you're going to get paid from YouTube, then why don't you put the money back to the YouTube channel, blah, blah. Well, I do. You got to remember that for us, right, for us knife reviewers, you have to have stock to do a video. You can't be a knife reviewer without knives. If you have 10 knives, you can't review those 10 knives 1,000 times and expect people to keep coming back. So you constantly have to shell out money to get new stock. So it's always being put in. Plus not only that, the knives we review, but most of us that are in the Brother the Blade community, and the people especially who are running these videos, who's making videos to be watched, we are doing giveaways. The giveaways aren't coming from people without content. Giveaways are coming from people who make content, right? That means the people who make content are shelling out even more money. It costs us, right? We have to have the equipment to record and the internet service. Everything we do costs money. So if you think that us accepting money for doing a job, for providing a service, and it is a service because I get constant recommendations to do certain. Hey man, can you do this knife? Hey man, I was wondering about this knife. A lot of them I already have, and I've already done videos on, and I get to steer people toward them or just answer their questions directly. But for some of them, like I just did recently, I picked up one of those blades from Home Depot, the Coast blades. I didn't just go out and buy a Coast blade. Somebody wrote me on my channel and said, hey, D-Bad, you know, if at possible, would you be able to pick up this knife and review it? Okay, this is one that was able to be gotten. I'll gotten it. And that's what I did. I went out and I got the knife. I ordered it actually, and it came to the store, and then I went out and picked it up, and I did a review. You know what I mean? It's not like this guy said, hey man, I was wondering if you'd review this knife if I send it to you. And sure, that happens too. People will send it. But then guess what we have to do? We have to pay for shipping to get it back, right? It just doesn't magically go back to the people. Being a YouTube content maker, when it comes down to this, like we could be the guys that go out there and like do scare cam, right? You don't have to buy anything. It's just your time. That's it. Right? We can go out there and do the Bushman pranks where we sit in a ghillie suit and sit in the street, and then when somebody walks by, move, and they freak out thinking a bush is attacking them. Guess what that costs them? Once they have the ghillie suit, nothing. The people that do the pooter things, they're going up an escalator and they fire down somebody with a little noisemaker. Guess what it costs them? It costs them the amount of the pooter that they bought in the first place, and then they make every video using that same little pooter. Right? Not us. We don't get that luxury. We have to buy. Every time we need to make a new video, we're spending. It's just the way it is. Knife people, it's not like knives are raining onto us. Do we get some things for free? Abso-freaking-lutely. We get stuff all the time. But it's nowhere near the amount that we're spending on. So you think, okay, well, you got this knife for free, and you bought this 10 knives, and then you got another one for free, and you bought another 10. Well, but now you're buying one that's not even for you because you're shipping it out to somebody else, and you're paying the shipment because they won it on a contest that you're doing for them. To sit there and I don't know who it was, and I don't know if they subscribe here or watch here or are part of this channel, and I don't have any problem with it because now you know my side of it. But whoever it was called Scab out for being a pincher, right? And saying, well, you're a sellout, man. Well, guess what? It's not selling out, man. It's doing a job. It's working. And we are one of the few people that has to pay to do our job. We have to pay to work, right? If you went out to get a job because let's say you needed to pay a mortgage and they said, well, we'll give you this job, but it's going to cost you. Are you going to take the job? Most likely not. Most likely you want a job that's going to pay you more than you pay them. We don't have that. We don't have the amount of money it would take, or the amount of subscribers and views it would take to make your mortgage is an insane amount. It's a lot. So with me, I'm nearing 10,000. I have over 8,200 subscribers right now. I will tell you 100% what that means in monetization. With over 8,000 people, and you know what I'm even going to do? I'm going to show you like an analytic on the D-Bad channel. Let's look it up. I got my thing right here. So, hey, that's me. You can hear me in the background. You can hear me in the front ground. So, I'm going to show you guys exactly what's what. And you'll be able to see what's going on. And for people that think that it's bold, or you don't make money, somebody told me that you don't make money because you don't have enough. No, I don't get paid for this. Okay, well then, you know, this thing just went wrong. All right, so the last 28 days alone, just the last 28 days, I have 58,100 views in the last 28 days. My watch time hours is 4.2 thousand hours, which is a little low, as a matter of fact. It's been a slow month. My subscribers in the last 28 days went up 203. My estimated review in the last 28 days is a little under 300. So let's go lifetime. Let's go lifetime, and we'll see what kind of numbers it has. This is real, right? This is real. Oh, and it says, oops, something went wrong. Retry. So let's try that. I don't know what went wrong. Okay, here we go. So I wonder what my highest was. So the views lifetime, 2.1 million. Okay. So I don't know how much beyond 2.1 million. It says 2.1 million. But there's a little exclamation mark. So it's probably not up to date yet because it's still a few days behind. Let's see. Watch time hours is 174,200 watch. So it's 174.2 thousand hours. Subscribers, obviously, lifetime. You already know how many subscribers I have. It's 8,230. And then there's like estimated reviews, estimated revenue, and things like that. And I will show you right there. That's a real number. That's a real number. This is actually happening, right? It's not fake. We're not lying to you. And if you think about, okay, well, you gained that much, to think about what has to be put out from us to make that, it's like triple that. So, I mean, I don't know. You could say whatever you want, the old scabber. But I can tell you one thing. It's definitely not warranted. Definitely not. I'm trying to figure out, I want to see what was the best day. The best day was, let's see, that one was, I think my best single day was this day. It might be the one next to it, but it's hard. It keeps passing it. And that's what was made in a single day. That number right there, 18, right? 1891, so $19. That's what we get because they're making way more off the ads than we're making off the ads, right? So, you know, it's real life. We collect from there, but what it costs us to run this and do this, and even just our time, because time is money, is nowhere even near it. So, to anyone who thinks so, I really don't care. You want to say people are sellouts for collecting? Well, then guess what? Whatever you make at your job, you're a sellout. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're the guy that stands in the toll booth and collects people 75 cents at a time. I don't care. I don't care what you do. If you get paid for it, apparently you're a sellout. So if you work and you collect money, you're a sellout. That's the way it is. Man, it's not the way it is. Hi, I'm Donnie B all day. Until next video.